welcome back to the Mookie Chilson channel. And this is kind of a smorgasbord of cardboard that's going to lead me into a Mookie Minute on one of my all-time favorite baseball players. In fact, he's somebody who is almost always overlooked in the hobby, but not here at the Mookie Chilson World Headquarters, where he has his own wing in the museum, and we will show you some amazing artifacts related to that player in just a moment. But let's begin with a little friend mail from my friend Treavor, who is extremely generous and has sent me a couple things over the years. Has it been years? And the latest one includes this beautiful 1963 Bazooka Gum Al Jackson card. As you can see, I'm not going to take it out. 1960, there's a little index card on the back. Al Jackson was one of the original Mets. He was also one of the youngest Mets, and like one of those prospect players that hopefully people were really hopeful would turn into something. That's why he was picked to be on the side of this Bazooka Gum. He wasn't an amazing pitcher. He was very good for a lefty. And he had a decent career, but it wasn't everything everybody had hoped it would be. But he's still a great New York Met, and I love this card. And I didn't even know it existed until Treavor sent it to me. He also sent me this pile of amazing cards that includes this Piazza Platinum, which is super cool and shiny. My Ghost Fork throwing ace pitcher here, Kodai Senga, with the scary pumpkins behind him, super cool for his rookie debut. And then this pile of Mets rookies and prospects, which I love. Alex Ochoa, who the Mets got in their Bobby Bonilla trade. So the Mets traded Bonilla to the Orioles and got Alex Ochoa back. Pretty cool. Greg Jeffries, Alex Escobar. None of these guys really hit it big. DJ Dozier. Jeremy Burnett's had a little run there for his career. And Julio Valera did not. Anyway, Trevor, this is super cool and very appreciated. So thank you. And the other thing is, today on my doorstep landed a package from my man Brent Richards. Now everybody knows Brent Richards at this point. He's got subscribers coming out the wazoo. He's one of the great, most prolific YouTubers, and he's got a collection. Every time I click play on his cards, I can't believe what he's got. And he sent me some amazing stuff that start with, here's a Seaver, Allen and Ginter, DeGrom. We have two DeGroms from Allen and Ginter, my man DeGoat, and of course my buddy Larry Doby there. Beautiful imagery there. I love these Ginters. And that Seaver, by the way, I think is 1983 in the spring, because you can tell from the piping around the jersey that's what they wore. It was not 1985 in the spring, which is when these pictures are from. Brent got this amazing collection of candid photographs from Mets and Yankees spring training that he has duplicated and shared with me, and I love this shot. This underneath Gary Carter with those famous curls tucking out from underneath his hat, getting ready to sign, I think, a 1984 Topps card there. It looks like an Expos logo. I'm not sure. But Gary with the fans. There's Keith in the cages there, swinging his bat. Darryl out in the outfield in what looks like a little league ballpark. Like, not crazy great accommodations, Hugo, at the Huggins Stengel Field. There's Strawberry and Davey in the dugout. There's Dr. K getting ready. Maybe Hubie Brooks behind him, I'm not sure. Stanley Jefferson, maybe. There's Dr. K, another great shot of him in the dugout. Here's an incredible shot. I love this image of Dr. K taking a program to sign for a fan who's standing there outside the dugout, outside the bat rack. Super cool. Speaking of bats, Mattingly and Keith Hernandez trying to choose sides, I guess, there. Keith has the upper hand for the record, and he always will. Don't come at me, bro. And of course there's Keith and his beautiful stashy stash talking to the adoring media assembled. So that wasn't it that Brent sent me. Brent also sent me this card. This is a 1969 Jerry Koosman rookie trophy card, and if you notice, if you're an attentive viewer here at the Mookie Chilson World Headquarters, you know you should always check for pinholes on the vintage cards. You see one above the purple dot there, and you see a grouping of them on the other side of the card next to Jerry's head. And I think they started there and probably went over here and decided that was going to be their up-down area. And these are small, tiny holes. It might be needle holes. It's funny. Brent sent me this listing on eBay and said, you might like this. I, of course, watched it, and I wait for the offers to come in because I'm very frugal. And so the offer never came, and the card disappeared. And it turns out that Brent bought the freaking card and sent it to me. What a guy. How do you like that? And not only did he send me this card, but he sent along with it, let me put this here, an army of map tacks in orange and blue, the beautiful colors of the New York Mets. And so this will revolutionize the pin boards here at Mookie Tilson World Headquarters. The Wall of Fame will never look better. And so thank you to Brent for thinking of me. And it is wildly ironic that Brent's package landed today because it was the second package containing a 1969 Jerry Koosman Rookie Trophy Cup card that came to my doorstep today. What are the odds? Look at this. This is the other one. How do you like that? This is an autographed version of that card. And the card has seen some damage. You can see some paper loss on the front. But Jerry's autograph never looked better. And if you're not familiar with Jerry Koosman, you should be. He is one of the great lefties in Mets history, I would venture to say, in the latter half of the 20th century. He's a 220-some-odd game winner. He came in second this year in Rookie of the Year balloting. It's one vote behind Johnny Bench. And he was a stud ace-type pitcher alongside with Tom Seaver. And he was so good that in 1968, in his rookie year, after making just 3 starts the year before, Jerry Koosman was asked to start the home opener. And what do you need to do before you could make your first ever home opening day start? You need to get to the stadium.
It all began a few hours before the Mets opened their '68 season at Shea. Starting pitcher Jerry Koosman.
Yeah, I waited a long time for this day. Now, I remember last year, it was cold beginning of the season, that first day here. It sure is a nice day today. I wonder what I'll do tonight. I think I'll take Levon out for dinner. A little Italian place around the corner. I kind of feel like spaghetti. Gee, Mike has sure shot up in the last few months. Guy looks good in his little red outfit. Well, there it is, Big Shea. Got to keep the ball in on Willie.
And so there's Jerry Koosman in this 1968 documentary the Mets made about their amazing pitching that year, explaining his big fear that day on the way to the stadium was 2 things. What kind of pasta he was going to eat at the Italian restaurant, and how to pitch to Willie Mays. And lucky for him, this documentary showed the Gil Hodges scouting report on how to pitch to the Giants.
New manager Gil Hodges holds a strategy meeting with veteran pitchers Don Cardwell and Cal Kuntz, youngsters Jerry Koosman and Tom Seaver, and catcher Jerry Grody.
With this report from Sheffing, who had followed him in spring training, well, I think it's a good report, and most of it's held true. But I think the big thing, Coos, for you is to get ahead of them first and then worry about pitching to spots. You can't pitch to spots unless you get ahead of them.
And so Jerry knew what he had to do. And he immediately got himself into trouble, as we heard in this more recent interview with the great Mets announcer Howie Rose. Jerry Koosman, in front of 52,000 fans, was about to blow it on the home opening day.
Tito Fuentes led off with a single. Jim Davenport got on an air. I walked Willie McCovey, and here we are, first inning. Standing, there's the Shea Stadium seated, what, 55,300? And they said there's standing room only then.
There was.
And oh my God, I'm thinking, and now Willie Mays is coming up to hit. And I'm thinking, what in the hell am I doing here? I'd rather be in a tractor home plowing the field or something. Well, I remembered also that Clyde McCullough in '66 told me whenever you're in trouble, just reach back for old number 1. Well, I knew Willie Mays. I'd figured out what his weaknesses were. He was a guess hitter, but I couldn't take that chance in that situation. So I just struck him out fastballs, and Jim Ray Hart was next and popped him up to Jerry Grody, and Jack Hyatt was the next hitter and struck him out, and we went on to win 3-0.
Yes, Jerry Koosman wriggled out of it because he knew how to pitch to Willie Mays. And as Howie Rose asked him, how in the heck, as a 25-year-old starting pitcher making your first career home opening start, how did you know how to do it?
How'd that happen? What did you see in Willie that told you what you could
Willie
do?
Mays was a hero of mine. I mean, I idolized him. And the year before, or was it 68? Maybe it was 68. We finished spring training exhibition games in Palm Springs, Arizona, or California. And we were playing the Giants. Well, I'm pitching against them. And so, Willie Mays comes to play. Now, this is the first time I'm ever facing him. And I was just saying to myself, you know, how lucky can you be to face the idol in your dreams, you know, your hero. So, and I studied him. I watched every little move he made, and watched where he put his feet on the plate and how his toes lined up compared to where I was standing. And boom, threw him a fastball. Whoa, just missed it. Holy Christ, he's looking for the fastball. I looked pretty soon, now I see his feet. He had opened up his stance a little bit, maybe only about an inch. Well, I threw a curveball. Boom, just fouled it off again. Knew exactly that's what he's looking for. I said, dude, little red light goes off up here. I see by his feet he's a guess hitter. So now I just watched his feet. I told Grody about it. Grody couldn't see it from his, too close to him. He couldn't see that little minute movement with his front foot. But I could for the mound. So I said, okay, I'll just call the pitches for when I'm playing pitch against Willie. So after that, I just bet on how he set up to hit. I threw the opposite.
And so you're thinking to yourself, why are you going on and on about this home opening day start? Well, number one, it was the first ever career win of 220 some odd wins in Jerry Koosman's career. It was also the first ever home win for Gil Hodges, who had just come back to manage the team. And it was the first time the Mets had ever won a home game in front of their crowd in either the Polo Grounds or Shea Stadium. And I happen to have found on eBay the program for that game and scorecard. April 17th, Wednesday, you can see there written in marker, opening day. And I actually have the ticket too. These came as a pair. I can't believe that the auction ended for what it ended for. Maybe there are other people who really don't give a darn about this, but I do. And there you see opening day. 350. This prison had great seats. 254H field level box. Enter in gate B, and this program is super, super cool. It's got, again, Gil Hodges, safe at home. It's got a great page on the Mets rookies, including Ken Boswell, Les Rohr, Jerry Koosman, and a guy you may or may not know, Lynn Nolan Ryan Jr. Is it junior? I don't think he's a junior. Anyway, again, these two would end up sharing a 1968 Topps card, and Jerry Koosman, reading left to right, is the stud on that card in 1968. Ryan was a reliever and a guy who couldn't put it all together like Jerry Koosman did. Like I said, second in the Rookie of the Year voting and got Cy Young votes and MVP votes. And Nolan Ryan couldn't figure it out as a Met and ended up getting traded, sadly. But, you know, of course that card is valuable because Nolan Ryan went on to do what he did. But Jerry Koosman, not that day. Jerry Koosman got the start at the home opener. And here it is. You can see San Francisco. Look at the neat handwriting there. Hunt, single. Davenport, E6. McCovey, walk. Bases loaded. Willie Mays coming up in front of 52,000 fans. And what happens? Well, let's take a listen.
Opening day, bases loaded and nobody out, and here's Willie Mays. What a jam to be in. I have to try and strike him out. Next is Hart. I have to try and make him ground into a double play, but I get the pitch high and he pops to Grody. With 2 out and Jack Hyatt up, I give him my best stuff. What a great feeling to get out of that first inning.
And of course, Jerry Koosman would go on to get through that inning, and he would go on to a great and beautiful career for the New York Mets. He ended up getting traded. Of course, I'll put his old buddy Nolan right next to him. This is not the rookie card, but we'll put them next to each other. Koosman ended up ending his career by getting traded away from the Mets. I think it was 1982. And he got traded to the Twins. And so there you see number 47 there. Actually ended up changing his number to 36, but in this 1967 image, he was wearing number 47. Koosman got traded to the Twins, and in return, the Mets got another 47, Jesse Orosco. What's amazing is that Jerry Koosman, the lefty, was on the mound for the Mets' final out of the World Series. He won 2 games in the '69 World Series, and he got traded for Jesse Orosco, the man who would end up getting the final out in the '86 World Series, wearing number 47. And so, just another fun little interesting fact for my man Koos. I think that's all I know and all I want to share about Jerry Koosman for right now. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Treavor. Thank you to Brent. Thank you to all of you for enduring all of my nonsense and for coming back. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Thank you.